Political and social issues related to space exploration, such as the ownership of resources and the right to conduct activities in space. Space exploration is an exciting and rapidly evolving field, with many countries and private organizations investing in space programs to advance scientific research and technological development. However, as space exploration continues to expand, there are also many political and social issues that arise, including the ownership of resources and the rights to conduct activities in space. One of the most significant political issues related to space exploration is the ownership of resources found in space, such as minerals on asteroids or water on the Moon. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty, signed by most spacefaring nations, states that space and celestial bodies are not subject to national appropriation, and that all countries have the right to explore and use outer space for peaceful purposes. However, there is no clear consensus on how to regulate the use of resources found in space, leading to debates about whether private companies or nations should have the right to exploit these resources. Another issue related to space exploration is the regulation of activities in space. The Outer Space Treaty prohibits the placement of nuclear weapons or other weapons of mass destruction in orbit or on celestial bodies, and requires all activities in space to be conducted for peaceful purposes. However, there is no clear regulatory framework for other activities, such as space tourism or the operation of commercial satellites. This has led to concerns about the potential for collisions between spacecraft and the accumulation of space debris, which could have severe consequences for future space exploration. In addition to political issues, there are also social issues related to space exploration, such as the potential for unequal access to the benefits of space technologies. As space programs require significant funding and resources, there is a risk that only wealthy nations or private companies will have the resources to participate in space exploration, leaving developing countries behind. There are also concerns about the impact of space exploration on the environment, such as the potential for space debris and the effects of rocket launches on the Earth's atmosphere. Space exploration is a field that has captured the imagination of people for decades. However, it is not just about science and technology, but it also involves political and social issues, such as those related to the ownership of resources and the regulation of activities in space. One of the main political issues around space exploration is the question of ownership of resources. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty, which was signed by most spacefaring nations, prohibits the national appropriation of space and celestial bodies. However, it is not clear how this treaty applies to the extraction of resources, such as minerals from asteroids or water from the Moon. The issue of ownership of resources is becoming more pressing as private companies develop the technology to mine these resources, and nations are beginning to consider how to regulate this activity. Another issue related to space exploration is the regulation of activities in space. While the Outer Space Treaty prohibits the placement of weapons of mass destruction in space, it does not provide clear guidelines for other activities, such as space tourism or the operation of commercial satellites. This has led to concerns about the potential for collisions between spacecraft and the accumulation of space debris, which could have severe consequences for future space exploration. Social issues related to space exploration include the potential for unequal access to the benefits of space technologies. Space programs require significant funding, and there is a risk that only wealthy nations or private companies will have the resources to participate in space exploration, leaving developing countries behind.